It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Want to remind you to nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nomination at KSLSports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to JJ and Alex for the winner. Help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers making an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week, sponsored by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals. Yeah, I know you didn't ask for that, Christian, but I was just throwing it in. What are you laughing about in there? Figured it was something we had to do.
Well, Lloyd was telling me to let you guys know to get back on track, and I was like, no, they're having a great time. Like, we're sitting here listening to music. You guys are having great conversation off air. And then
Lloyd's in
funny.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, we were having fun.
By the way, welcome back to our boss, Maddie.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Maddie.
Back from maternity leave.
So cool. All right, top 3 stories of the day, Lloyd. Brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore our expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. Christian, where are we starting?
Number 1, BYU and Utah State. Big wins on Saturday. Utah, they fell to UCF yesterday.
BYU punched their ticket to March Madness on Saturday, and I think Utah punched their ticket to the NIT or worse. That loss to Central Florida was yesterday, right? That was really
not
tough.
Great.
Had them on the ropes, looked like they were going to win the game, gave up like a 10-0 run from the 10-minute mark to the 6-minute mark. I'm not sure it was 10-0, but 10-2, 8-2, something like that. We're down, stormed back, looked like they had a chance to win, and just could not get the stops when they needed. Horrible turnover late. And I think there's a real chance it's going to cost Craig Smith his job.
You think knives are out, huh, Ben?
I think he could have potentially, if you win this game, you stun Arizona, you take care of business at home, you go into the Big 12 tournament with some momentum, maybe you get a win or two. Say, hey, man, it's like this team honestly might be better than last year's team. Remember last year finished so poorly? They were pretty good through the middle of the season. You could think, there's some traction. Something's starting to work.
Didn't they only win at home last year?
Yeah, they couldn't win anywhere on the road. And then they ended up losing like Washington State or some of these bad teams. And it really hurt them. But, I think there was an argument that this year, with the expectations of the Big 12, they'd exceeded those, and maybe they were playing well, and you can't lose. I mean, I think Central Florida had lost 7 straight. It was a bad loss. That was all the momentum is down, and I wonder if it's going to be a letdown for the rest of the year. But credit BYU, who had certainly the best win of the weekend going in and winning at Arizona.
I don't know what the point would be to move on from the coach mid-year.
No, I think it sealed his fate. I
Okay.
don't think you move on from this week, no.
And honestly, if he exceeds expectations and still gets asked to leave, why'd you give him the bite at the apple in the first place? Does that make any sense? Was there anything he could have done?
Yeah, realistically, if you're in a spot where you have to make the tournament to keep the job,
In the best basketball league in the country?
Yeah.
You should have just moved on.
you should have moved on because, he was bringing in 10 new guys. Like, it was going to be a whole change anyways.
I just don't get that thinking. Like, if what you say is true, and I don't disagree, that he's exceeded expectations and shown some signs that maybe things are moving in the right direction, and he's still not going to make it, well, then, was there anything he could have done?
I'm with you. And in fact,
So why'd you even do it in the first place?
or you should keep him next year. You know what I mean? Yeah, to just always do the if you hit this bar this year, we'll keep you. You got the wrong guy then. If it's always going to be that, if you're in a relationship with someone who's like every week they have to prove it to me that I want to be in this relationship with them, you're in a bad long-term relationship.
It's very bend with the windy and not decisive.
Yeah.
Say what you will about Chris Hill in the basketball program, and he certainly was far from perfect. He was decisive. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, what's next?
Number 2, the Utah Hockey Club. They're back to full health just in time for a playoff push.
Nice shot. Tips in and they score! Marino had the drive. It was angled in. Cooley gets the tip in his return to the lineup. Tied at 1 here at Delta Center. Logan Cooley gets his 16th of the year.
That was a big one because they're chasing the Canucks in the wild card race. So to get the 2 points, to get them in regulation, to not let the Canucks pick up a point was very valuable. And then big picture again, who scored? Not that scoring's everything, but who scored? It was Cooley in his return, and it was Dylan Guenther late in the third. It's just like, that's it. Those are the guys. And they need to make big plays, and they need to exceed expectations. And at 21-20, they have done that. And I think they're going to continue to do it going forward. So they're in good shape regardless of what happens, but it's fun to see these wins.
They're getting healthy at the wrong time. They need to be taking these games. They got to get a better pick. They're screwing their pick.
Let me look at the Tankathon.
What are they doing?
Let me look at Tankathon real quick. Right now, 10th. So, yeah.
Yeah, the Bears should be telling these guys to have lower body injuries.
3.5% chance of moving up. Let's play the lottery one time on Tankathon and see if they move up. They did not.
Super easy to fake injuries in the NHL. You don't even have to be specific.
Right. You got hurt. Lower body, upper body. I would just say bodily injury. I'm not even designating it. His body is hurt.
His body's injured.
It's not an emotional thing. It's a body thing.
So I don't know what they're doing over there. Winning too many games is the answer.
But cool to see Durs back. Cool to see Cooley back. And, yeah, try and get this.
Durs? Are you on a nickname basis with him now?
All the players have, Cools and Durs and Gunner and Kells. This is what they call themselves. Veg. The boys. That's what I call them. I call them the boys. Good to see the boys back together.
The guys?
Yeah, the fellas.
Did you run into them at the Applebee's or something?
I don't know. Now, I would recognize them now. I've watched enough, but some of those guys can sneak by. Actually, I think I saw Kerf the other day. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Kerfoot. I think I saw him the other day.
Next.
Oh, I just won. I just won the lottery on Tankathon.
Number 3, last segment you guys talked about what would you do for a loss. Well, after beating the Rockets over the weekend, the Jazz injury report is suddenly full.
It is lengthy, and we'll see.
Portland tonight.
Yeah, so you got to rest some guys. Lowry questionable, Walker questionable, Jordan out, John Collins out, Colin Sexton out. I suspect there's a chance that
there'll be more.
Lowry and Walker do not play. Just be a valuable loss if you're at that point.
Somebody's going to pick up the flu or something. It's been going around.
It has been going around, and half the locker room is sick. Not the players, the media. But I think, honestly, probably what you're doing is a win total number you've got focused. Maybe not day to day. Do you lose to Portland and then you beat this team? I think you more are saying like 18 to 20 wins is the sweet spot. You think 18 to 20 wins probably gets you a top 3 or 4 spot. Top 3, you have the same odds of winning number 1 overall. Top 4, you drop like 1 or 2 percentage points. So, and the Jazz are going to finish bottom 4. I think that's the important thing, Would it be better to be 2? Probably. It's ultimately going to come down to lottery balls, and you're going to need to have a little bit of luck to hope you don't fall to 5, 6, or 7. And the difference in 5, 6, or 7 most drafts is not that big of a deal.
I mean, I know that Charlotte has the advantage because they have LaMelo Ball. I mean, if you could put LaMelo on the Jazz, they'd probably be worse.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that he doesn't realize how sad that is. Like, you are the star player on a 14-win team.
Yeah.
And you're pouring it. You're really trying out there. You're really giving it your all.
Yeah, thumping your chest.
Yeah. Man, 14 wins to ride homebound. Really giving it all out there. I'm pretty sure the Wizards gave up in November.
They gave up in August.
Yeah.
I mean, there can't win, don't try. I got it. But you're really trying out there. You don't even have the excuse that you're like a late first-round pick like Isaiah Collier, where you have to do this to stay in the league. You got a guaranteed contract, dude.
See, everybody's excited about Zion's weight right now. So he's the thinnest he's ever been.
Sub 320?
Yeah, he's at like 275, and it's the lowest he's ever played at New Orleans.
Well, yeah, because he's about to get drummed out of the league. If you can't play, I mean, he's how close to Brandon Roy is Zion? And I just bring up Brandon Roy because he's just a guy whose injuries ended his career.
Yeah.
He was unsignable because he couldn't play. He just couldn't stay on the floor.
Zion weighs 264, his lightest weight since being drafted by the Pelicans.
According to whom?
264 is oddly specific.
Well, let's see. What's that line from Liar Liar? In your bra. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
There's no way Zion's 265.
Sure.
Are you buying that? Unless I hear that from Miss Jenny Craig herself, I'm not buying it. That sounds like a number an agent is throwing out to me.
Yeah, right. That's why it's oddly specific. It's like almost made up.
Yeah, almost. All right, stay tuned. We've got hockey tickets to give away next. All right, the hottest ticket in town. Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, bro. You hear us every day with our crazy opinions.
Hey, what you doing?
Well, now it's time to hear from you.
Hey, great show.
Download the KSL Sports app and fire off your thoughts with the call-in tab on the bottom of your screen.
Your show is fantastic. It's the one that captivates me the most.
You can tell PK to stop singing.
Cheap bangs.
Let Jake and Ben know what you really think of the Jazz. Woo! Tell Hans and Scotty about your favorite barbecue spot or what color of tie JJ should be wearing on TV. The best entries will be played on the air. Download the KSL Sports app now and hit the call-in button to let your voice be heard.
I think you guys do an incredible job.
This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.